People of different times and places have invented plenty of ways to wreck the bodies and break the spirits of their fellow men. All these ways have something in common: the executioner. The man performing these terrible acts and turning people into wretched parodies of themselves. This is a story of one executioner. My story.
Greetings and salutations, everybody. My name is MiAh the King, and welcome to a little game called The Executioner. No, I'm not doing a full Let's Play of this. No, I'm not doing a Let's Check It Out or a First Impressions, and you'll see why on the screen right now. This game is, well, this is it, actually, to be honest. This is the game. Text. A whole heck of a lot of text. And a whole heck of a lot of reading. Now, even if I was so trained and so experienced with reading these visual novel type stuff for you guys, it would still kill my throat to try to read all this in a Let's Play or a First Impressions. I started to record one, and 10 minutes in I realized there's just no way. There's just no way I'm going to be able to do something like that with this. So I figured I would do a little quick look at it while talking over it to try to help you guys, you know, figure out if this game might be worth the money it's asking or not. Now, it isn't worth much. I think it was worth $8 or $10 on Steam. Not bad. But yeah, this is the conflict right here. This is your action scene. This is as exciting as it gets. Now, don't get me wrong. I'm not against this. Not at all, really. I actually kind of like it, to be honest. It's got plenty of stats, plenty of motivators. It's pretty straightforward. It is a little bit confusing. I will say that, though. It is just a little bit confusing. But after if you just pay attention and play it a couple times and just read what they're saying, it's not too bad. You can learn it. Basically, you start off with one and you just escalate your response to the situation based on how successful you are at the earlier attempts, yada yada yada. Anyway, point is the art style is, you know, I mean, it's interesting, but I've seen it before. I've seen it a few times, actually. So it's not anything unique. It's not something that jumps out at me and makes me go, ooh, ah, yay, yes, this, I want it. Not only that, but the game advertises itself as something a little bit different on Steam. I'm going to be honest, I wasn't expecting this. Now, I had an idea that it was going to be similar to this. I did not realize it was going to be so text heavy. That's a little bit of a problem for YouTubers. I mean, I guess if you make a career out of just reading things to people, I guess then this game would be perfect for you. But no, not me. I like to show more than I like to talk. So that's why I'm not doing this one, along with the other reasons I stated earlier. But the point of this game is you're an executioner, right? Obviously. The gist of the game is... Oh, the sound cut out there for some reason. Okay. But anyway, the crux of this game is you're an executioner, right? Obviously. Oh, so that was supposed to happen. The music was supposed to cut out like that. Oh, okay. Yeah, that didn't seem odd or off at all. Okay, whatever. Anyway, as I was saying, you're the executioner. And you're not just an executioner, you're also I guess you could call him a torturer. You torture people to get confessions out of them. There's even a torturing mechanic, which you will see later on in this video. And the entire point of this game is basically morals. That's basically the gist of what this game is. Oh yeah, and look right here. You can see on the screen, there are still some bugs. Look at these bugs right here. It's a text-based game, and yet they couldn't even get their text appropriate. But I will say, that was the first and only time I saw that in my first half hour to an hour of gameplay. So, you know, first and only time I saw it. But even so, for a text-based game, if that's all you're offering, then your text has to be spot on. So I had to point that out. But this is your map, where you can travel, I guess. But then it's just more text. It's a game about morals, basically. You have to do a job. You're an executioner. Whether you like your job or not doesn't matter. You have to follow it, or else you could end up on the executioner's block yourself. And you can, sort of drift into corruption and madness as you start to enjoy your job and go above and beyond the torturer's call of duty by torturing people that don't need it, or you can simply try to remain your sanity and remain your good guy status by rejecting everything and then die early as that evil-looking king bastard right there decides to, chop your head off. And that's basically the game. I mean, it really is. The first thing that it wants you to do, and I don't think it's much of a spoilers to say this because it's literally in like the first 10 minutes of gameplay, but the first thing that they want you to do is to execute your own father. And I did it just because I wanted to see where the game would progress.
Either I murder my own father, or he will be executed by the assistant. But the old man is weak and cannot finish it with one precise blow. The execution will be dirty and painful unless I do it myself. I'm trying to catch Father's eyes, but he's standing with his head down, and from below, thousands of greedy eyes stare up at me. I can't show fear. The crowd, this predator, they will smell it. Last words I say with a voice that does not sound like my own. Father only shakes his head silently, and the assistant pushes him to his knees. I lift my axe over his pale neck, and then my father smiles, as if I have learned my lesson correctly. Through the roar of the crowd, I can hear him whispering, "The beast." Father's head rolls to the edge of the scaffold. I walk along a warm, bloody trail and lift it up by the hair. It's tradition. The criminal must see how the people accept his death. The eager screams almost knock me down. I step back, and suddenly I look at the dead eyes of my father. And that's the worst thing that's ever happened to me in my life. The whirlpool of nightmares drags me into the dark. The smell of the shade, the taste of the raw earth, the unfamiliar voice that pulls a strange song without words. The priest's prayer stinks of scorching, and the song soars and shines like hot metal. Then I hear the voice of my father. "You must feed the beast."
So as you just witnessed, there is voice acting, and if I had to take a shot in the dark, I'd say I enjoyed the voice acting. I think the voice fits pretty well, and I think the guy doing the voice actually did a pretty good job. The art is well drawn, don't get me wrong, it's nothing unique. Like I said, I've seen this dark, gritty, black and white with few red and blue colors before, so that doesn't really stand out at me, but I will go ahead and give the game props and say that the art is well drawn. For the most part. If you look at that city, some parts are very detailed while others are very much not. But yeah, so you saw he had to kill his own father, blah blah blah. That's your character, by the way. You could have chosen to, like, I don't know, let someone else do it. And here's the thing, executing your father in that instance actually was the good guy option, because if you chose not to, it would have been a long, slow, painful death rather than a quick release. So this game definitely has a different way of thinking about it. It's a very dark, gritty game. If that's not what you're looking for, then definitely stay away from this one. It's all about death, torture, and betrayals, all kinds of stuff like that. And this is the torturing mechanic. Now, I'm sure you realize that I can't read fast enough to read all of this stuff. I'm mostly skimming through it and skipping through it for the sake of this video.
Answer me.
Yeah, but anyway, this is the torturing mechanic, and yeah, it's okay, I guess. Like, if they wanted to get the shock value of the torture, they didn't really go all out. Like, that's the thing. Like, if you're gonna make a game like this, you gotta go all out with your shock value, which they don't. Yes, you're torturing someone, but it's in the form of text, and no matter what you do, The only thing you ever get is more text with some sound effects that last a few seconds. So it's like if you wanted to really get the whole torturing thing across, maybe go a little bit further. I mean, Dungeon Keeper had more disturbing torturing than this game does, just from the visuals. The torture is worse because of, it's bad because you can see it. By seeing it, you can empathize. You can immerse yourself, and it makes the torturing much worse. Now, if that wasn't the point of this, then why even include it? But it is an interesting, although confusing mechanic. The game basically forces you to torture somebody, and that's kind of messed up. I don't want to torture nobody. I don't want to hurt anybody ever. But, I wanted to check out the game and see what it had to offer, and yeah, it's about what I expected. So if you were expecting anything else, well, now you know what this game is. This game's about executing torture with a little bit of story and a whole heck of a lot of dialogue. So yeah, I'm just torturing this guy. I'm not going to show the whole thing. I'm pretty much almost done with this. I just wanted to give you guys kind of a quick first look at this game so you know what you're getting into. Because I didn't know from the screenshots, from reading about it, from the Steam advertisements. I had no idea what this game was. I had an idea, but even with that general idea, I still had no idea it was going to be this. So yeah, this is for people out there who are a little bit curious. Once again, it is only $8, so it's not like you'd be spending a whole lot of money, or at least it's $8 right now, I think. Anyway, it's not like you'd be spending a whole lot of money, but even so, if you're super poor like I am, and $8 is kind of like something you'd like to save for a $20 game, $8 every month, you get to save up, get that $20 game, then you wouldn't want to spend it on something like this unless this is your kink, unless this is your thing, which for me it was not. So I stopped playing as soon as I finished this torture. It just gets worse from here. More disturbing, more dark, but yeah. But luckily you guys can't read any of it, and you can barely tell what's going on, so I'm going to go ahead and end this here. I don't know what you guys thought about the video or what you think about the game. I don't really like it too much. I get the idea, I get the gist of it, but it's just not my kind of thing. So maybe it's your kind of thing, maybe you'll enjoy it, but it's not my thing, so I'm going to back out of this one slowly and pretend like I never knew it existed. But hey, let me know what you guys think down in the comments below. Please hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and hit that bell so you'll be notified when I put out new stuff, because I always got new stuff coming out. So thank you guys so much for watching. I can't wait to see you on my next adventure, and until then, I bid you farewell.